Okay, we got somebody that want to come on here. Let's see. I don't know what the live is doing. I'm trying to bring somebody in the live, but the shit is freezing. But you know how Facebook do. Facebook probably won't even allow people to come on my live.
Good evening, bro.
Greetings, brother.
Greeting. So I see your great work, especially I must give you the kudos. I must give you the kudos. I must show you that African love so much. I'm sorry there's no light here. I'm sorry there's no light. I'm sorry there's no light.
I appreciate that, brother. It's all good. I understand.
So especially the way you say something about the colony, about the slavery, about so many things, and especially about the Biafrans, which is our brothers back in Africa.
Right.
So my question is this.
Right.
My question is this. Do you think that if Joe Biden should be a president today now, is he not going to still pick up that Obama's cabinet government again? It's not going to bring that same pattern of Obama government again? That's my question.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that question because let me just clarify this. Let me just clarify like this. If I can break it down as simple as I can. I did a live. I don't know if you've seen it probably a couple of weeks ago. It might have been a month or two ago. I went on record stating that the Joe Biden, Kamala Harris cabinet, and like what I call regimes, because these are nothing but regimes. Anytime those seats switch government-wise in America, it's a part of the empire. The thing I want people to understand is that when people speak on Obama, even my Biafran brothers and sisters, because a lot of them don't seem to understand what I'm saying when I'm saying that it's no difference between the Republicans and the Democrats. The reason why I say that is that you have to go back to the foundations of the United States of America. And when you go back to the foundations of the United States of America, it's just like what Malcolm X stated. But a lot of people seem to not understand this, is that these people come from the same people. Let's just get that straight. And this is going to make sense when I get up to Obama. You have to understand that all these people come from, these people are the same people. And I don't like to use, this is something that I want people to understand. I don't really like to use the construct of race. I really don't like to use it too much. But I have to use it. I have to use it because you got to understand how America came into existence. America came in existence based on construct of color. This is what gives one person the domination and the control over other. And I'm just speaking strictly on the United States of America so people can understand America. So with that being said, being that America came into existence under color construct, white versus black, white domination on black people. This is how it came into existence. So you have to understand their political body, which is what we know today as Republicans and Democrats. All those people were racist from the jump, my brother. They come from the same ancestors. You see what I'm saying? So they all have this racism that's predicated and based in them naturally, because this is how this country came into existence. Now I'm moving it up to modern day times. These are their descendants, right? These are their descendants. The same people that run this government, right? Aren't these their descendants?
Yeah. But if I
Okay. So this is my point. This is my point,
bro. Can you hear me?
When it comes to, I can hear you. But pay attention. Okay, pay attention. You just agree with me that these are their descendants, the Democrats and the Republicans, because the Democrat Party is a white party. The Republican Party is a white party. Let's get that understood. Let's get that understood. So, okay, if they are the descendants of people, right, that came here, they kidnapped people, right? They kidnapped our ancestors. They did all these humane things to black people and brown people of this landmass. This same thing, look, this same thing continues through their descendants. It's what Malcolm X said. Republicans and Democrats are a wolf and a fox. Meaning both entities have different ways and strategies on how they're going to keep control, right? How they're going to keep their power. So who are the people that they are trying to keep in control? Black people, black and brown people, right? Black and brown people. Okay then. So this is my only point that I'm trying to prove to you, my brother. Is that,
bro, if I must tell you, if you still remember the during the slave trade and the colony, all those things, do you know that the Republican is more favorable to the slave than the Democrats? Because the time this all these slave trade are just going on, they are doing the business of selling human trafficking, but the Republicans fight against to stop that slave trade business, which the Democrat, this Joe Biden party, the Democrat, did not stop. If you can still recall.
Yeah. See, that's my thing. See, that's my whole point, brother. I get what you're trying to say, because yes, that is a part of the history of the United States of America. At some point, listen to what I'm telling you. At some point, when so-called, like I said it before, these white people who come from the same ancestors, at some point, when they built this political body that's supposed to govern the United States of America, right? Yes, they had differences and they had difference of opinions when it came to the slave trade. But this is the part that y'all don't get. Both of those entities still were slave owners. They owned slaves. So yes, you did have Republicans who were fighting to end slavery.
Yes. To end slavery.
Look, the contradiction was, my brother, is that those same Republicans that were trying to fight to end slavery still own slaves. They still own black people when they were so-called trying to free black people. This is something that y'all got to study. This is what Biafrans and everybody else that lives outside of America has to study. You have to understand the contradiction, my brother. See, when there's a contradiction maintains that power and control over the people that they're trying to throw this illusion to. You see what I'm saying? So the Republicans, yes, I get what you're saying. Yes, the Republicans did fight to end slavery, because you had blacks. You had black people who joined the Republican Party when they were allowed to join the Republican Party during slavery. But see, this is the trick. This is the trick, though, brother. A lot of those black brothers that joined the Republican Party during slavery, those brothers turned their back on the black slaves, bro. They turned their backs on the black slaves. You see what I'm saying?
What I want to say is that, do you know that the Democrats, we understand that maybe you can call all one. Maybe they are just the same thing, from a bottle to glass. You can call them one. But for me, the Satan, the Satan you know is more better than the angel you don't know. Let me tell you, for example, the reason why I just love a Republican and the reason why I'm still supporting Trump, the reason why I'm still voting for Trump. Let me tell you one thing. No matter how somebody will be bad, but when it comes to religious, that person is not religious, there is a way you can amend the pattern of the person's mindset and the pattern of the way the person do things. Let me tell you something. I just love Trump for one thing, just only one thing. I know that people may say it's a racist, it's this, fine. but one cannot be good in every aspect. Everybody must have its own comma. Donald Trump said that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
get that. I know. I
yeah,
get
yeah.
that. I
Donald
get
Trump
that. I
won
get
the.
that, brother. I
Excuse me,
get
I've
that
not
point
finished,
to the
brother.
fullest.
Bro, I've not finished, bro.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
I've
ahead.
not finished,
Go
bro.
ahead. Go ahead.
The Donald Trump himself won the zoo president, which is the Nigerian president, that he should stop killing of the Christian. That if the killing of the Christian did not stop, that they will take action. And that still reflect me again to the colonies and to the slave master and to what the Republican can do for exactly the people that need freedom and exactly the people that they are suppressing their voice not to speak out. You understand me? It's a vice versa. It's a
Yeah.
vice versa. You can't say they maybe I cannot say that the Republicans all are good or Republicans. I'm trying to paint Republican to be the best party or to be the best people. But to me, the action they have taken, the way the way they stood for the freedom of the Christian, the freedom of the Christian religion, and try to give right to all religions all over the world, even including what happened in the Middle East, including what happened in Iraq, Iran, all those places, how the American fight against the terrorism, how the American fight to struggle at the Christian out of all those places. So that is the reason why I just fell in love with the Republican than the Democrat, brother. You understand?
So, but see, let me ask you this question. My point is this. My point is this. My point is this, my brother. At the end of the day, who does all that benefit though? When it comes to the Republicans and the Democrats, what it doesn't benefit black people globally, nor does it benefit black people inside the United States of America. See, that's the contradiction on what you're saying. The United States of America, no matter who's in charge, whether it's a Democrat or a Republican, has invaded over 170 something countries in their lifetime. And if you look at these countries, today, these countries are no better off than what they were when the United States of America invaded these countries. So when the United States of America invades these countries or they fight against terrorists, so-called terrorists and things of these natures, and then at the end of the day, in totality, who does it benefit? It benefits the Democrats and the Republicans, because the United States of America is a capitalist country, my brother. It's a capitalist system. It's a domination system. It's an imperialist system. It's an imperialist nation. It's an empire. So at the end of the day, black people still don't benefit from that. So how, as a black man or an African man or a Biafran man, how can one support that when it doesn't support the liberation or the freedom or the liberty of people who look like us, bro?
But bro,
That's the end. That's the end
yeah.
game. What I'm talking about is the end game. When it comes down to the end game, our people, no matter where they at, scattered across this global world, at the end, we haven't benefited from none of that,
Yeah.
brother. We haven't benefited from nothing that the United States of America has pulled throughout these years in existence. Nothing good in the end for black people or African people, no matter who you are, nowhere, wherever you live on this planet, has never benefited from what America has done to these other nations, states, bro. That's all I'm saying. When are we going to benefit, bro? I ask you that question. When are we going to benefit from all these things that the so-called United States is doing that people see as glorious, as see as paradise? When are we going to benefit from that, bro?
But bro,
that's all I'm saying. And my thing at the end of the day, I really don't even like for black people outside of America to even take sides with no party, because at the end of the day, I don't see where it benefits any black person outside the United States of America to support any political party. And you want to know why is that? But I say that for the reason of, how can you support something that doesn't benefit your brothers and sisters that come from the same ancestry as you, or your same brothers and sisters that come from that continent that were brought here as slaves. If it doesn't benefit those brothers and sisters while they live here, why do you think it's going to benefit you that don't live here?
Yeah. I'm hearing, bro.
Yeah, because you know, my thing is this, bro. When we talk about freedom fighting, and this goes even to BIAFRA, bro. When BIAFRAN scream, right? When I hear BIAFRAN scream, the lovers of freedom, the lovers of true freedom. This is what BIAFRA stands. This is what BIAFRA stands for. The lovers of true freedom and freedom-loving people. So if that's the basis, of BIAFRA, BIAFRA is our ancestry. BIAFRA is my ancestry. That's shit. That's half of the black people in America's ancestry. So if your brothers and sisters that are of the same ancestry and are of BIAFRA, if nothing that the United States and the Republicans and the Democrats do, if it's not helping your brothers and sisters of the same ancestry in America, why support it?
So, yeah, bro.
Feel me?
No.
See, look. That's the only thing that I'm trying to get.
Yeah, come again.
BIAFRANs to see. I just want BIAFRANs to see that if we're going to unify, right? Look, I talked to so many of my BIAFRAN brothers and sisters across the globe. They want to unify with the so-called African American. They want to unify. They want us to be the voices in the Western Hemisphere to speak for y'all, to support y'all, to fight with y'all. But don't you see that there's a contradiction when we see our brothers and sisters that want us to speak on their behalf, that want us to support them, but you're supporting people that's oppressing us, that's murdering us, that's killing us. You don't see the contradiction in that?
No, yes. I see the contradiction. Yes, I understand. But all I want you to understand is that the easiest way, the short form, we can still get our freedom in terms of lobbying to the international community, in terms of the white supremacists, according to how you said it, and in terms of the cabinet of the American executives. It's through the Republican, it's through the Donald Trump. Because if we work with Joe Biden does not. Joe Biden and Obama, the atrocity. Do you know the atrocity Joe Biden commit in the Middle East? Or if you don't know about the clue, you don't know about the clue. You don't know about the clue about what Joe Biden committed in Middle East, about what Obama.
I do. See, that's my thing, though, brother. I don't mean to cut you off.
Well, excuse me, I'm not finished. I'm not finished.
Hold on.
Pardon me to finish. Just say this real. I'll give you time to speak if you're speaking.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
My brother, let me tell you something. The atrocity Joe Biden committed in the Middle East, it is what the world is afraid of, especially we, the Biafrans, because they are going to see us as a minority. They are going to kill us. The same atrocity Barack Obama committed in Libya is the same atrocity is coming to commit again in Nigeria. You understand me? So definitely, all I'm saying, I'm not saying that Mr. A is good or Mr. A is bad, but if a fruit is getting spoiling, there are some parts you can still cut and eat before all will spoil. So that's why I just feel like I like Donald Trump, although he's a racist. I know, although he's a racist, we know he's a racist. So everybody believe that. But what I know is that human being cannot be correct, bro, in 100%, bro. Human being cannot be perfect. We are just a human.
I get that.
You as you are now, there are places you make a mistake. Me as I am, there is a place I will make a mistake. But let me tell you, bro, Trump will not fold his hand and see Christian being murdered every day in Nigeria without no action. Either he's trying to liberate his people from the terrorist bandit government of Nigeria. Don't you see how you're talking about the Democrat now? who brought the Buhari for us? Is it not the Democrat? The Democrat brought it with the help of Obama. They push away Goodluck Jonathan, who is a Christian. They push him
Yeah,
off
but
and
see,
give us the fire that
but
is
see,
burning us. Understand, bro?
but see, look, but see, this why this is my thing right here, brother. And like I said, I try to explain this shit in the most simplest way I can do it, bro. This is what you got. When you dealing with when you dealing with struggle, and when you dealing with history, bro, you have to understand history, right? You gotta understand history because we didn't get to this point without history. So my point is this: before Obama, before the Democrats, bro, this is something you gotta understand. This is something I've been trying to get BIAFRAs over, bro. Your problem still existed before Obama.
Yes,
You
I
were
know.
being
Yes,
murdered.
yes.
You were being murdered. You were being
Yes,
murdered
yes.
and killed
The British was
before
the first
Obama, bro.
people that was started all these teams.
No, not just the British. No. I'm speaking about the United States right now. We're not talking about the British right now. Let's keep
But
the
it's still
United
got to a
States. Let's keep the
problem.
United
But it's
States
still
right
got to a problem.
Look. We talking United States right now. Our brothers and sisters in Nigeria, these issues, this genocide, this murder was taking place under all governments of the United States watch. There were, look, bro, several United States president seats have changed since the Biafran Civil War. And even before the Biafran Nigeria Civil War, there were Republicans and Democrats. There were Republicans and Democrats switching seats back and forth. So, bro, the only part and the only thing I disagree when Biafrans be speaking about Republicans or Democrats, or they saying, oh, this happened when Obama came. This happened when Democrats were in power. The only thing I will totally and always disagree with you is based on history. No, bro, this shit happened under Republicans and Democrat presidents. Stop leaving out Republican presidents because I'm going to give you a prime example. George Bush Jr. This is before Obama. George Bush Jr. When George Bush Jr. took office, this is indeed a Republican. George Bush Jr. is one of the most horriblest criminals of international law in history as a United States president. When goddamn George Bush was president, the Middle East was in turmoil. The Middle East was a disaster when George Bush Jr. took office. And when they invaded all these countries in the Middle East, George Bush destroyed the Middle East, bro. And this was a Republican. And this indeed infected Africa. Things were terrible in Africa when George Bush Jr. invaded the Middle East, bro. So my thing is this, and my question to you, how do you leave out crooked, criminal Republican presidents, bro? You can't leave them out. You can't leave them out. Because all these things, right? All these things that's going in Nigeria were taking place under Bill Clinton. It was taking place under George Bush Jr. It was taking place under George Bush Sr. It took place under, look what I'm saying. It took place under Ronald. It took place under Ronald Reagan. It took place under Jimmy Carter. It took place under Richard Nixon. It took place under John F. Kennedy. So my thing is this, bro. When we talking about the genocide that's going on in Nigeria, bro, you cannot single out one part of the United States government. You can't just single out Democrats because this shit was happening to our brothers and sisters in Nigeria under Republicans and Democrat watch. Is that not true?
Yeah, I understand you. But what way do you think is the forward way? Is it for we to defend ourselves on our own, or we should wait for the international interfere?
Bro, I'm standing on, and I'm gonna give you the perfect answer to that. When you're dealing with an individual like me, when I consider myself a Pan-African. Everything that involves our struggle as African people or whatever you want to call yourself, our people globally. Look, this is what I'm saying. Our people globally. But if you want to make it more specific pertaining to the Biafran struggle, this is my thing here, bro. when it comes to dealing with me and solutions for our brothers and sisters in Africa. It has to be based on a total unification of Pan-Africanism. This is what Nkrumah and all of them were trying to build. This is what Patrice Lumumba, Thomas Sankara, Amilcar Cabral, bro, we have great ancestors, freedom fighters' shoulders that we stand on, even all the way up until now. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and these other great brothers, Bobby Wine,
Bobby Wine,
and
Simon
this is
Ekpa,
my thing right here, bro.
All these,
yes, all those great
people,
all those great brothers. Look, we have to stand on what the hell they were building. We already been given the instructions, bro, all the way back to even Marcus Garvey. Like, even when you look at that BIAFRAN flag, those colors, that red, that black, that green, bro, that stands for black people. That stands for all of us. That stands for
the liberation.
All of us
the liberation of all black race.
Yes, exactly. Bro, we have to unify. That's the solution. We don't need the United States of America. We don't need these white countries. We don't need these white nations. Bro, we already got the power. The power is us. The power is in that red, black, and green unification. Pan-Africanism. Bro, we have to get on the same page. That's all. We just got to get on the same page, bro. Once we get on the same page, once black people get on the same page, then we can fight for ourselves. Then we can defend ourselves. See what I'm saying? But right now, it's just too much division amongst the black race. It's just too much division. You see what I'm saying? And look, and that's what the white people, that's what the white people are taking advantage of. They take advantage of our division. They know we are divided. We divided, bro. So we have to get back to that, what Marcus Garvey and all these great ancestors laid down and sacrificed for us. That red, that black, that green flag, bro.
But if I must say now, your own point of view, how do you think African particularly can be able, maybe the young ones, can be able to rule the old ones in power, just like Bobby Wine, because the guy is really making efforts. But we blacks, most of us are dull in spirit to move on with that guy. How do you think? They're still revolutionary. They're still revolutionary. The revolutionary they have is just mouth. After they just shout, wait, just like what happened in Lekki toll gate. After they just shout, wait. After that one, we did not hear anything again. So what is the advice you need to? What the motivation? What is the key we need to grab so that we can fight for our freedom? Chase all these old people out of seats, especially the young coming politicians and the young coming artists and the pioneers. What is your opinion?
I would give you the perfect example for what I'll give you one of my opinions and my solutions to these young brothers, these young revolutionaries, these young freedom fighters that's trying to remove that old oligarchy, that old rulership of the old African way and bringing the new African way into Africa. It is through the youth. But I'm gonna tell you what's gonna help make that a reality. It goes back to what I just told you. Black people globally have to support black people globally, not because it's not just the African continent thing.
Global.
Look, the descendants that are scattered all over across the world. I'm talking about all over
just
the
like
world,
the Israelites,
when people like when people like Bobby Wine and people like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, when these type of people come to the forefront and is telling you the truth, telling you what we need, telling you that we need to get behind them, telling you that we need help, telling us we need to support y'all. All these descendants across the world have to come to their aid. We have to support them, bro. We have to support them. See, their power, Bobby Wine's power, or somebody that's young, somebody that's young, that's trying to do right by the African continent, that's trying to remove all these old Negroes, these old sellouts out of their position. Bro, we have to be their power. We have to support them. We have to be the ones to use our voices and use our power to and support these young brothers to remove these old fools. You see what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell you the weakness is. I'm gonna give you what the weakness is. The weakness behind that is that too many black people across the globe don't know what's going on in Africa.
Yes.
Because they have left Africa and they are living in these different countries across the world, and they feel like they have made it, but they haven't made it. You see what I'm saying? Because like it goes back to Marcus Garvey. If the African continent is not good, if the African continent is not freed, if the African continent is not ridden of these old fools who maintain the oppression on this continent, then there's no way no other black person or African that lives outside of Africa, we not free neither. See, we got to get this out. We got to get this shit in our brothers and sisters' eyes who live outside of Africa. You're not good. You're not free. Just because you escaped the continent of Africa. No, if our brothers and sisters back home are not free, there's no way you're free. It's impossible. It's impossible. So that's the weakness, bro. That's the weakness behind us supporting these young brothers that are trying to do the right thing in Africa. If we don't get behind them, if we don't get behind Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Bobby Wine, and these other brothers who are trying to get rid of these old fools, then they're not going to succeed. You see what I'm saying?
But if I...
And that's how, and to be honest, that's how so many of our brothers, like Thomas Sankara, like Patrice Lumumba, that's why they were murdered. Because they didn't have our support. You see what I'm saying?
If I must say again now, in like these Democrats, most of the constitution today now was being wrote, given by our forefathers, before now, because we are living as a people before the white man came to Africa. Maybe example of Nigeria, 1914, even the Uganda, you talk about the Injamin, you talk about so many of them. But before this democratic policy of government, the Nigeria Constitution, we already know that is decay already. The Nigeria Constitution say that when you are a serving person in the government, when at the age of 35, you have served up to 35 years or 30 years, you have to resign. And if you want to lead and if you want to rule, you should be around 60 years minimum. Once it's 60 years or 70 years, you don't have to get to that seat again. So what is the advice you have for the Nigerians, for those people that they feel that they want to be in the power in that politics there? What is your opinion? What's your thinking?
Well, to be honest, bro, and this even goes for the United States of America government. This goes for all government. My reply to that is that when it comes to power, when it comes to being president of a nation, I feel like, because you got to understand, we're moving into the future.
Yeah.
And this is just my opinion. We're moving towards the future.
Yeah.
I feel like when it comes to government and government rulership, and when it comes to that presidency, I feel like everything has to come from a youth perspective. It has to come from the youth. So with that being said, I feel like there has to be an age restriction on a person becoming president.
But they have it in Nigeria, but it's not working. They have that age limit. It's not working. You talk about the Uganda. The Uganda president is still ruling, just like Gaddafi, just like the Cameroon.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the Cameroon president is still ruling. So what is it?
So what's the age restriction for a person being a Nigerian,
At the
brother?
age of Nigeria ruling, he said at the age of 60, according to their zoo, you can call it zoo because it's an animal kingdom. Nigeria is animal kingdom. Nothing works. It's where a big animal eats small animal. Uh, they say according to the constitution, it say when you have served the government up to 30 years or 35 years, you have to step down, you have to resign. And he said the age, and he
Right,
said the age you can be able to aim any office, any official office in any political party,
right.
eh, you must be at the age of limit of 60 years. Once it's 60 years, you have to leave that office, you have to leave the post. But the people ruling us now are more than the age. The former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, is around 90 something. The former one.
Right,
Why the good
right.
luck why
Yeah,
the
right.
good luck is still getting old? Why the dead one is still more than is still ruling up to this age? So my taking is that how do we the young people have to motivate our spirits and unite and drove all those people out of office? How? How does he think it can work?
I, and again, I think it goes back to the point that we already hit on. I think me and you already hit on that point is that in order for the young youth in Africa to succeed and getting rid of these old fools out of office in Africa has to come from the global community. And when I mean the
Yeah,
global
yeah,
community,
yeah. Yes.
I'm speaking of black. I'm speaking of the black global
Yeah, black
community.
race.
But
Yeah.
don't get me twisted. Don't get me wrong. We need allies also, because I'm gonna go ahead and throw that out there. I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. We need allies of other nations who love freedom,
Yeah.
who supports liberty, who supports, you know what I'm saying, uh righteous
Yeah, yeah,
governance. You see
yeah.
what I'm saying? So I'm gonna say this: it's going to take the black global community, and it's going to take our allies to really put pressure and put down the proper support of the youth of Africa to get these fools out of office. That's what it's going to take, bro. Because it's not going to come from people um, that's already in global power. And what I mean by that is that the global power of elitists and the global elitists who are just sitting back watching these things going on, who's benefiting from these things going on, it's not going to come from them.
Mm.
It's going to come from black people who are fed up globally, and it's going to come from our allies who are fed up globally and see that we have to support the youth of Africa
Yeah,
if we want the world to change.
yeah,
Because see, people don't understand. If Africa don't change, nothing in the world is going to change for oppressed
yeah,
people.
yeah,
Africa has to be
yeah.
changed. Africa has to be
Mm.
liberated. If Africa is not liberated, no oppressed people across the world will ever live in this
Yeah.
world free, with
Mm.
dignity, and with
Mm.
honor, and the the respect that a freedom-loving people
Yeah,
deserve. It's never going to happen until Africa is
yeah,
liberated, bro. So it's going to have to take global unity, global revolution, global black people, and our allies, our true allies, not our false allies, our true
yeah,
allies, to liberate Africa like the great Che Guevara. This is something that I want people to understand, and I want Africans to understand. You have to study the story of Che Guevara.
mm.
Che Guevara was a true revolutionary and a true ally of black
Yeah,
people, because this man went to the Congo. This man went to Africa to fight to liberate Africa. We don't have no better example of an ally than Che Guevara. We need Che Guevaras in the
mm.
world,
Yeah,
bro. That's coming from
yeah,
different races of people who are going to help the youth of Africa. We need Che Guevaras. That would be my
yeah.
answer.
So here's my question again. We know so many of our people are still in UN, United Nations organization, something. But if I must ask you, do you
Right.
think the UN stand for justice, equity, and truth, and they believe in that constitutionally UN law that one have his own self determination without war? because just like the Pakistan, the India, Pakistan, all those people, they
Right.
separated without war. So my question is this: my
Right.
question is this: do UN stand for truth, for justice, and for fairness? This is the thing we need to refer to the
Right.
UN, because UN is the author of the machine of the problem. That's my questioning again.
Right. Now, the truth be told, no, I don't think the United Nations stands for none of that. And the reason why the United Nations don't stand for that, because we got to understand that the United Nations is owned. It's owned by those global power structures. It's owned by those royal elitist families and these bloodlines of families that are elitists that control the world. So no, the United Nations has always been infiltrated and it's being controlled by people that don't have our people in their best interest. And what I mean by that, I mean by black people, African people. No, the United, and not even just black people, but other races of oppressed people. The United Nations just sit
Yeah,
back and
just
watch
just just like the
these
just
people
like the
get
Ambazonia in Cameroon, just like the Ambazonia in Cameroon.
right.
Mm,
Exactly, exactly. Just like them, the United Nations sits back and lets oppressed
yeah,
people
just
be
like the
killed,
Ethiopians, just like the
murdered,
Ethiopians again. Yeah.
genocide. Yes, yes, exactly. And even other countries, even other races of
Mm.
oppressed people, the United Nations have set back after decade and decade and just watched these people be murdered, genocide, be treated unequally, and don't stand and support their human rights. So no, I have no faith in the United Nations, bro. I have no faith in them because the United Nations didn't even come to the aid of Malcolm X. Malcolm X went to the United Nations and told the United Nations what was happening to black people in America, and they ignored it. And they let Malcolm X get
Mhm.
assassinated. So that should tell you all that you need to know
Real,
about the United
bro.
Nations. Because look how many black leaders and black people have been murdered under the United Nations watch. So no, I feel like African people, black people, we have to create our own United Nations because we have the power to create our own United Nations. See, that's why it goes back to what I keep trying to tell you about that red, black, and green flag and what Marcus Garvey and them was standing on is that, bro, we don't need these white people's organizations. We don't need the white man courts. We don't need their international courts. We don't need their United Nations. Bro, we have to create our own
You are
shit.
you are you
And
you
when
you
we
you you you
until
are
we
you are
get on
just
that
speaking like the
level,
president of Rwanda. You are speaking like the president of Rwanda.
right, right. And he's right. He's
Yeah.
correct. The president of Rwanda is correct, bro. We have to create our own,
Ah,
bro. It's look. It's too many black people in this world for us not to have our own. See, that's my principles, bro. That's my spirituality. That's my religion, bro. We have the right to
the nation.
self-determine
Yes, yes.
ourselves. You
According
see
to
what
the
I'm saying?
constitutional right of
So
the
I
UN. According to the constitutional,
yes, yes.
but
The you it goes back to what I told you. It goes back to what I told you earlier. United Nations is a contradiction. Until we eliminate and get rid of these contradictions that's holding us back from wanting to do our own and keeping people from seeing that we need to do our own thing and create our own thing, until we eliminate these contradictions, we're going to stay in the same positions that we are across
yeah,
the
yeah,
world.
yeah. But what about the if we cannot take this step now, we cannot find justice in UN and all those places. Do
Mm-hmm.
you think the what of the ECHO? Can the ECHO do something? There is no law guarantee right for the ECHO to issue anyone self determination without no war, without no bloodshed. The ECOWAS.
I mean, it can, but it goes back to one of the most common sense things dealing with human rights is that do they want to? Do they want to do it? Do they want to help? You see
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah, yeah.
saying? See, you can have all these entities, right? You can have all these organizations, you can have all these power structures, you can have all these organizations that have the power to do
Mm.
that, but at the end of the day, it's going to always boil down, do they want to do that? And I'm sorry to say, in that case, they don't want to do that. Just like with the United Nations, they don't want to do it until they want to do it, or we accept the reality of we have to do it and we don't want them to do it, and we're going to do it ourselves and we want to do it. Then nothing's going to change. We got to be the people that be like, no, we don't need them. We're going to do it ourselves. Period. That's the only solution for us, bro. That's the only outcome for us, is that, no, we're going to do it. Period.
Yeah. But if I must ask you now, you know, most of the world powers, they know about the history of Africa, just like the Leopons, the Cocoons. They kill about 10 million Togolese. Yeah, Togolese, the Togos.
Right.
But out of those teams, out of those genocide, the 5 million Biafrans, the South African apartheid, but how did the international bodies see those teams to give people their rights, their mandate of winning, their freedom of speech, their life living and human rights?
Right.
How do you feel all those things? How do you feel about all those things?
I feel like, are you asking me about did they give them that, or how
How did they
are
feel?
they going to give
How
it?
did they? What I'm saying is that, to try to understand, I say they know the Africans are part through pains, like the
Right.
cocoons, the leopards, the ones the leopard kill, the cocoons, they kill about
Right.
10 million Togos, the 10 million Togolese. We talk about the 5
Right.
million Biafrans. We talk about
Yes.
the appetite of regime of the South Africa, with the whites are maltreating
Right.
the blacks. So so
Yes.
so what
Yes.
I'm saying is that they don't still have that pain in their mind that people have to speak for themselves, people have to make decisions on themselves. People have they don't feel that maybe people have to have rights on their own. They can use their own
Right.
supremacist power from international community to query any African leaders who is misleading his people, who is maltreating his own citizens.
Right. I feel like all that is done. All that is purpose, bro. That, like, all that is purpose. And at the end of the day, it benefits the people who are still in power, who's still in control. So what I'm saying is that, yes, they have the
Yeah.
power to change all
Because
these
because
things, but they
excuse
also
me,
have the
bro.
power.
Because the reason I'm saying is this thing is that the Rwanda genocide is still on. They are still debating it. You get it? You get it?
Yeah. They are. Yes, they participating in it. Yes, they are participating in it because they keep these old fools and they keep these old dictators in power. See, when you keep those old fools and those old dictators in powers, ask yourself the question: who does that benefit overall? You see what I'm saying? Why do they continue to let that happen? Like you just said, all those Congolese that were murdered, genocided, the
Yes.
Rwandan
Yeah.
genocide between the Tutsis and the, you see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? All these type of things, they are allowing
Yeah,
this
yeah,
to happen.
the South African appetite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, the
Yeah,
Biafran
5 million,
genocide, the
5
5 million
million,
Biafran
5 million
genocide.
Biafrans. Yeah.
Yes, all this benefits who? You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
I'm getting.
All this benefits the same people who came to Africa and colonized Africa. This benefits the same people who came to the Americas, who came to the United States and conquered the people here. Because remember, you got to understand, the same thing they did to Africa, they went to the Americas and did the same thing to the people that were already in America.
Oh.
You see what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying? The same exact
Yeah.
thing. You see what I'm saying? So overall, this is why I'm always trying to get people to see the big picture, bro. Who does these genocides benefit? Why do they keep putting these puppets in office to continue to elect black people kill each other, or them dictators kill innocent people? Who does it benefit overall? You see what I'm saying? It benefits certain people overall. And those same people that it benefits overall are the same people that are related. The British, United States. You see what I'm saying? These European nations. You see what I'm saying? Because people got to understand. This the thing I want Biafrans to understand too. The United States ain't nothing but an extension of Britain. These are the same people. These are their descendants. You see what I'm saying? So that's my point. See, that's my point when I say you should never take sides with Republicans or Democrats, because Republican Democrats come from where? They come from Britain.
Family.
You see what I'm saying? It's the same government, bro. The United States and Britain are the same people. Look, their flags are still the same. Red, white, and blue. Right? That's the British. When you see the American flag, you're looking at Britain. All that revolution, look, bro, all that Revolutionary War shit, claiming that the Americans threw a revolution against the Britons to separate from the Britons, bro, all that shit is an illusion, bro. Because the British still own America, bro. Like right now, I'm gonna give you a prime example. Bro. Where I live at. I live in Virginia. Who is Virginia named? Who is Virginia named after? Virginia is named after a British queen. Right? So when you come to Virginia, bro, or if you come to America, or you go to Canada, I'm gonna use Canada as an example too. If you go to Canada, or you come to where I live at in Virginia, United States, bro, why in these states, right? In these countries, why are there states, counties, and places in these places named after British queens, bro, and British kings?
I'm hearing you.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So when I'm speaking about the United States as a power, bro, I'm talking about Britain, because Britain and the United States are not separate. That's another thing that we have to educate ourselves on. The British and the United States of America are not separate entities, bro. They are the same entity. They are brothers. They are brother countries. They are related. They are still related. You see what I'm saying? And this is why you see the same thing where Britain and the United States have rulership at. The same thing is going on. What's the same thing that's going on everywhere that Britain and the United States have rulership over? Black people are being genocide.
Yeah, I'm getting you.
Exactly.
So you mean they are all the same kakus? They're all the same. They're all the same cabals.
They all the same. They all the same, bro.
Okay.
There's no difference. And look, and until black people globally and African people on the African continent, until black people globally get that point, until they get the point that all these people are the same, until they get that, then we ain't gonna never liberate ourselves. Because they still gonna be walking around thinking that these people are separate people. They are not separate oppressors. They are the same oppressors, bro.
But I get you. I say they are all the same oppressors. But out of the oppressors, there are still some that have the merciful mind again. There are still some of their mind are still soft, just like the Republican. It's still soft a little bit.
I mean,
a little bit.
I get what you.
A little bit.
A little bit. A little bit. But at the end of the day, that little bit ain't enough. It's not enough. You see what I'm saying? It's not enough to help us, because we are the people that they want to keep control over. They want to keep control over us. They don't want to ever see us with the power, bro. This is something that people got to understand. They don't want to ever see Biafrans with power. They don't want to ever see New Africans with power. They don't want to ever see our nations freed. They don't want none of that to ever happen. So yes, they will give you that little bit. They will give you that little bit of help to make it look like to make it seem like they not bad, to make it seem like they not evil, to make it seem like, oh, we care. We care about y'all. But they never going to give us the power we need. We don't need a little bit. We need majority, bro. We don't need the little bit. The little bit is never going to help us, bro. Never going to help us.
Oh, wow. Nice having you, bro.
on that note, bro.
Yeah.
On that note, I'm gonna have to get up
Yeah.
there because I
Yeah.
gotta
Yeah.
tap out.
Nice.
But
Nice having you.
I put it to you like this,
Yeah.
bro. I'm gonna do another live. I'm gonna do another live on these topics and these questions and these things, and I'm gonna bring you back on. And I'm gonna bring a lot of Biafrans on so we can dialogue and discuss
Not
this.
only Biafrans, not only all the Biafrans, just many Africans, just like the
Yes,
Ugandans,
yes,
the South Africans,
yes,
so many
yes,
people. If we can make it in a Zoom
yeah.
video,
That's what I mean,
in a
bro.
Zoom video
Yeah,
can be more
yeah,
better.
that's
Yeah.
what I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm gonna do another live where we can get Africans from
Every
everywhere
corner.
to come on this
Yeah.
platform. Yeah, including you. I'm gonna bring you back on. And a matter of fact, I'm gonna make a post. I'm gonna make a post before I even go
Yeah.
live, inviting other Africans to come
Yeah.
on, so we can have various people come on, and so we can discuss this. So me and you can get them to see that we're gonna have to unite globally in order to help free that country from them old fools, them old
Yeah.
blacks, them old rulers,
Because
and things of that nature. We're gonna come
yeah,
back.
because I really like that program. You're talking about the African unity of everybody should express
Yes,
his own mind, say whatever you know is happening in your
yes,
corner. And I so
yes,
mostly buy that idea because most of all these things, dividing rule and all these things, have eaten our people. Just like me now, I
yes.
am from Agbo. I'm from Agbo, Delta State. I'm from Agbo, Delta State. Yeah,
Right,
I believe I'm a Biafran. I believe I'm a Biafran. But
right.
if you see some people from Delta, they will still differentiate themselves. They say they are Niger Delta. I don't understand that Niger Delta because
Right.
the Niger Delta before when the colony, I don't know if you know about the Niger oil or something. I don't know if you know about that when the white
Yes.
people came.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I know
okay,
about that. I
you
know about that.
understand. So that is when they start having all these different names: Niger Delta, Delta Niger. The only people that we've recognized, before the British came is the dominate of
Right.
the Hausa, the Yoruba, and the Igbos,
Right.
and which the whole world know that the Igbos war, they fought it. The Gabon, the president of Gabon knows. The president of Gabon knows about the history of the
Right.
Biafran, and the same thing again about the Yorubas, the Oduduwas. Before the British come in
Right.
1914, the Oduduwas were the ones building their roads with their hands, the train track, the
Right.
Yorubas. Just that many of our people they forget history. There was a graduate, there was a graduate of my own friend. She's my friend.
Right.
I really cherish her so much. She's an Igbo girl. Do you know that this lady have finished high institution? She don't know history. I'm telling you honestly speaking. Do you know what do you know
Right.
what brings the topic of the history? I was talking about this guy they hold today, Omere Oshore, where they captured that guy who captivity is up now. Then I
Right.
was like saying, instead of you fighting for one Nigeria that kill MKO, you know the history of MKO Abiola. You know
Right.
the history of MKO, yeah,
Yes.
MKO Abiola. I said, instead of you fighting for the same one Nigeria, which Nadi Azikiwe, MKO, what is it called? This Tafawa Balewa, all these people fight for great
Right.
men,
Right.
with knowledge, great men with dignity,
Yes.
great men with
Yes. Yeah.
honors. But up to today,
Yes.
the
Yes.
Nigeria cannot see whole. It cannot see whole. If you go to the Nigeria, you see the tribalism. You see the terrorist families.
Right.
The intellectuals families. They are different
Right.
family breed people. Their mindset is not the same. Let
Right.
me
Right.
shock you. Do you know that maybe it should be next time we hold this topic because the story is very long. Do you know that the Northerners are not too educated? That is the reason why, if you go to school in Nigeria, before in 3 months they will
Right.
call off strike. Do you know the reason why? The
Right.
reason why the calling off strike is that They don't want you to be exploited in your brain. This is not a white. This
Right.
is not a white man slaving a black man. This is a black man slaving a black man. This is what I call
Right.
black man kill black man.
Right. Right.
You understand? In my own pidgin English, we call
Yes.
it black man kill black man.
Yes.
You understand me? All those things they are
Right.
doing. For me, I began to ask myself, the Oduduwas are rising, which is the Yorubas. They are rising now. They first of all act, they first of all set up their security outfits to guard their forests, to
Right.
guard their bushes because of all this terrorism. Because the about 7 to 9 terrorism is from the north, starting from the history of Usman Danfodo. You know the history of Usman Danfodo,
Right.
very right? I think you know it.
Yes. I know.
So, so all
Yes.
these teams come from the north. I was not like saying, instead of this guy fighting for one Nigeria, why dying for one Nigeria? People have
Right.
Jaja Bobo. I don't know his name. Jaja. I think Jaja Bobo. You know the history very well.
Right.
Jaja Bobo fight for all these things. Even when the British came, through the palm oil and all those things, we could not get it right. So why can't you stand on your
Right.
own, fight for your own people liberation? That is one thing we
Right.
black people don't get. Not you, not you. You are already civilized. Those ones in America are already
Right.
civilized. Those ones in Europe, like me, I'm in Europe country now. We are all civilized, most of us.
Right.
It is only few. It is
Right.
only few that don't get it. It is only few that don't get it.
Right.
Thank you very much, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah,
bro. I
yeah,
appreciate you.
yeah. Do you have anything more to say?
Now that's all, bro. I'm gonna hop off. I mean, we're gonna discuss this more, bro. Trust me. We're gonna
Oh,
discuss this
thank you
more.
very much. Thank you.
All right. Enjoy your
Thank you.
evening.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna sign off, people. Thank you for tuning in. This has been Hockey Kweli Shakur, man. EK Chukwu, man. Be back at you, man. Free the land by any means necessary.